There are difficult tracks, there are bumpy tracks, there are hard tracks, and then there is this track, Sebring International Raceway. Hashtag respect the bumps around this incredibly difficult former aerodrome located in Central Florida. Hello everyone, and welcome to the iRacing Israel League here on OBS. My name is DJ Clark, going to bring you along for the action today as we get ready to watch these fantastic drivers take the Sebring International Raceway. This is a circuit of endurance racing history. Races have been running here since about the mid-50s when, as I said, this was the perimeter roads ringing a former airfield down in Central Florida. But today it is a purpose-built area, a purpose-built racing facility, but it's not like normal racing facilities. It goes through several different changes of tarmac over the course of it, from some of the original concrete that was laid on that aerodrome, all the way through modern pavement and all of that. There have been cries to resurface Sebring to make it less bumpy, but then there have also been just as many cries to not touch it at all and leave the historic bumps and bruising runs over this circuit the way they are. We are here checking everything out as they run, and it looks like Reem Gross is going to jump up to the top of the timing charts here to start things off as he will be able to get his way forward. Gross going to bring that number 44 into good position. He will lead the way with a 201.266. That's in the GT3 category. As always, we have two different classes of cars running out on the circuit with GT3s and GT4s, all BMWs out on the run. Gross leads the way over Nadav Yarom, then Yossi Gabay, Michael Scherling, and Ransoni. Drawer last will be in the top place in the GT4 class as of right now, as we take a look at Gross as he works his way down through the curves on the back half of the circuit. Also, you can see there in the background the world-famous Sebring 7 Hotel, which, between you, me, and the wall viewers, I will be staying at this week as I head down to Sebring tomorrow for SRO Motorsport Group America action. But we get our way along right here. Here is Offer Mazouz, your driver who leads the way in the GT4 class with a 212.195. He's over Yurin Levi, drawer last, Yudaho Ben Yosef, and Gabriel Fuchs. This is coming down through Big Bend here at this point, a flat-out section of the track that will now lead on down into the primary overtaking opportunity, down into the hairpin at Turn 7. This is one of the areas that has been reprofiled over the years. It was formerly would take out a little bit longer, it'd be a longer run down into that corner. It's been reprofiled and made around differently. This, though, is he brings his way down through as we've got a new fastest lap set by Yuval Merrick. Merrick going to jump up to the top of the charts with a 201.005. Let's see here if Reem Gross is going to be able to respond to that here as he brings his way through Sunset Bend. A very difficult corner, requires a lot of commitment. Gross comes across the line. He's going to jump up to the top of the charts here with a time of 2 minutes flat 9.87. Gross responding just as you would suspect him to be able to do. You have to excuse me there, viewers. I had to sneeze, and I didn't want to blow your eardrums out at that point. But it looks like here, with about a minute left to go in qualifying, time keeps ticking away. Here is Yurin Levi coming down through the last half of the circuit. This is down in the Le Mans chicane, or the Le Mans corner, rather. One of the more difficult corners on this track. You've got to keep a lot of minimum apex speed to be able to carry as much as possible through that area, and leads you on to the long Ullman Straight here at this point. That will be another potential overtaking opportunity, but only an overtaking opportunity for the bold, is going down into that Sunset Bend, as we said, very, very difficult to do. Top of the charts here in the GT4 class continues to be Offer Mazouz. Mazouz just crossed over the line again, as there we take a look, flicking back through the field. Only about 5 seconds left on the clock here at this point, and so that does mean that they will probably run out of time, and they're not going to have enough to be able to get their way across. We take a look at this beautiful vista from overhead, and as you can imagine, and as you can see, it is nighttime here. So let's go ahead and run you through the starting grid for today's race. Reem Gross will be in pole position. Yuval Merrick to his outside, the blue and the dark green flanking that first row. As we move back into row 2, it's Arnon Levi and Nadav Yaron, third and fourth place. In fifth, it will be Yossi Gabay, followed by Michael Sherling. Sherling's had some bad luck in the last couple of rounds here. He'll be hoping to be able to bounce back and have a good, solid run. Then in the final row, in the GT3 category, it's Ran Sassoni and Tyson Baba, rounding out the 8 drivers competing in the GT3 class. In GT4, it'll be Offer Mazuz and then Yurin Levi in 10th overall, second in the GT4 class. Third in GT4 will be Dror Last, then Yuda Hod Ben Yosef will be in P4. He's also had a couple of scruffy runs. He'll be looking for a good result here. Omri Farag will be in 13th overall, 5th in the GT4 class, then Gabriel Fuchs will be in 6th. And moving into the back row, it's Asaf Yaron, and that will round out your 15-car field here that is going to try to take and tackle the bumps around Sebring International Raceway. Consistency is key around here, trying to keep everything together and trying to make sure that you as a driver are able to make sure you can get everything right. One of the advantages of driving on the sim here is you're actually able to run a little bit of a stiffer suspension setup than you would need to in real life. Why is that? Well, it's quite simple. In real life, you have to worry about driver creature comforts and making sure that drivers don't have any problems and don't break their backs over the course of the running. But here on the sim, you don't have to worry about that, so you're able to run a little bit tighter. Still waiting for the drivers to kick off there, as it looks like the Porsche pace car will lead their way along right now. Coming down out of the final chicane here, or the final corner rather. Here they go, as there goes the green, and we are racing here in Sebring. It looks like everybody is away relatively cleanly here at this point. There you see everybody coming down into turn 1. Looks like it's a wide run there for Reem Gross. Yuval Merrick trying to slot in behind Arnon Levi, Nadav Yaron, Yossi Gabay slotting in behind them. There as we see the whole run of the field coming up and on through. Looks like a little bit of an over-under run there for Gabay. He's trying to get a better run, but it's not necessarily playing out. Good start here for the GT3 field. They're going to filter their way into that single file order. Little bit of close running farther in the back there at that point as they break coming down into the 3-4-5 complex. Always very difficult to try to carry as much speed as possible through this section of the track. We follow the 22 of Nadav Yaron here at this point. He's trying to get his way forward as they jump on the brakes. Let's take a look back in the GT4 class right now, as it looks like Yurin Levi has been able to take the position away from Offer Mazuz off the drop of the green flag. That'll be good running there for Levi as they'll put his way forward, and he'll be in good stead. Looking down now, breaking into the hairpin of turn 7. Not seeing any moves there in the GT4 category. They'll stay in line right now as they try to bring their way forward. All right, here they come. The number 20 as we take a look back up in the GT4 class. That's Ran Sassoni following behind Yossi Gabay as they try to get their way ahead right now. A little bit of a poke to the inside as they go. Let's see what they can do. The number 20 right now trying to look on the back of that 17 of Yossi Gabay. Trying to see if there's anything to do down into Jean Debien right now. That's set up for the corner. We take a look back up here. Side by side coming down into the corner right now. There they go. Coming down through Sunset Bend. That was a very, very aggressive move to try to get that set around. And Yossi Gabay going to be able to get the position around there as they run. Good running there for Ran Sassoni as they continue to try to get their way around. Everybody trying to just sort themselves out here in the early running. Let's see what they're able to do. All right, on to the binders now, coming down into that 3-4-5 complex that we talked about. The number 22 up in front of Nadav Yaron trying to fight Arnon Levi for the podium positions here at this point. Little bit of side-by-side farther back. This is off from Azus and Yuda Ben Yosef trying to be able to sort themselves out. Hod Ben Yosef trying to go around the outside of Offer Mazuz. Almost a little bit of contact there between himself and Dror last, but that's not going to play itself out as the GT4s get themselves back into single file order coming through Big Bend. Let's see what they are able to do here as they run. Ooh, a little bit of a wide run there in the back. I think that was fourth place of Yarin Levi. He's trying to make a move here down to the inside of Dror last. He's going to muscle his way on by Yarin Levi, not taking no for an answer and pushing his way along through. Now he's going to have to get this move sorted out before they get anything to go, because it is going to be a right-hander that they come up to. The 55 of Dror last trying to sort it out a little bit, trying to see if he can carry momentum around Cunningham right now, but I don't think that's going to work. Yarin Levi's going to hold the position and hold the line. Good run for the 303. Arnon Levi up in the GT4 category looks like he's had a problem off and around right now, so he's going to drop back through the order. We keep our eyes focused on this battle for P1 of the GT4 category right now. Offer Mazuz leads the way by about 0.6 of a second over Huda Hod Ben Yosef, Yarin Levi, and Dror last. A little bit of side-by-side here at this point as they try to sort themselves out. That was the 55 of Dror last, getting some pressure from Omri Farrig, and that's going to be able to sort itself out before everything is said and done. But now it's going to be Farrig that's going to be in line here as Reem Gross sets the fastest lap of the race, building on a 2-second advantage up at the front of the field over Yuval Merrick. Diving down into Sunset Bend right now. It looks like Farrig not going to try to go for the move here at this point. He's going to stay in line. Takes a little bit of a narrower line coming down through Sunset. Yes, that's the faster way technically from point A to point B, but I will tell you it's a lot bumpier down on that inside, so that can present a little bit of problems. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to get the run that he wants to here at this point, as up in front of him is Zeus, Yoda Ben Yosef, and Yarin Levi starting to separate themselves a little bit, but it looked like there that Yarin Levi was thinking about having a move on Yuda Ben Yosef. Not going to play itself out, though. They'll stay in line. They continue to try to sort out this scrap a little bit. Not the best run there, but side by side between Yarin Levi and Yuda Hod Ben Yosef. Here they go. The 303 of Levi going to be forced out to the outside line here at this point as they push their way down into the hairpin of turn 7. It's a battle of the late breakers. Down to the inside is Ben Yosef. Little bit of muscle there to Yarin Levi, and Ben Yosef going to be able to hold on to that position for the moment. I don't know how long that's going to last, though, here at this point. They try to sort themselves out a little bit, and it looks like Yuda Hod Ben Yosef will hold on to that position for now. Oh, but Hod Ben Yosef goes off wide, and that's another car off wide. That's the 55 of Dror last. Two drivers having problems near about the same corner. My goodness gracious, some very, very crucial drama. Let's take a look here at exactly what happened. It looked like there the 55 of last came into the corner backwards. I wonder if there was maybe a little bit of contact that forced him around or something of that nature. One way or the other, it was very, very close, and he got spun right around. There we take a look at him as he tries to gather everything back up. He's just going to be in front of Gabriel Fuchs here at this point, so that'll hold him on into 5th place position. Meanwhile, we check back in on this very fierce battle up in the GT4 class right now. Offer Mazuz still leads the way over Yarin Levi, and Yuda Hod Ben Yosef goes off. There is the contact. That was the replay. We mentioned that Yuda Hod Ben Yosef went off, and that little bit of contact there was enough to send him spinning around with Dror last. All right, let's take a look back up in the GT3 category right now as Nadav Yaron holds on to the final podium position here for the moment. Rantasoni Yossi Gabe would very much like to be able to take that away from him here before everything is said and done. But let's see what he can do here at this point. Fourth place car of Rantasoni starting to poke and prod on that red machine up in front of him. Looking for a little bit of a run. Thought about going down into the inside. That's not going to play itself out. He's going to now look to try to go around here as they work their way through and now into Bishop Bend. Curving their way through the right-hander of Bishop. They bring their way along right now. You're not really able to take a move here. Coming through Bishop and into Jean de Bienne, it's very, very high commitment to get any of that to play here at this point. But they work their way onto the back straightaway right now. Hunting and prodding here. It looks like this is a good run for Rantasoni. Is he going to be able to force the issue coming down into Sunset? He pokes his nose to the inside, but carrying speed around the outside will be Nadav Yaron. No such luck there at this point. He's just going to have to stay in line here as they fly their way down the main straightaway. Let's see if he can get a little bit of a run coming down to the inside of turn one. No, he's going to stay in line. Discretion proving the better part of valor here for Rantasoni. He knows the podium position is at stake and doesn't want to force the issue here at this point. We ride on board with the driver of the number 20, and you can see here just how bumpy this circuit is. Watch his hands. Watch the position of the car. Just all of that compression, bouncing that he has to deal with here as he tries to close down the nearly 0.3 of a second up to in front of him of Nadav Yaron. Let's see what he's able to do as both drivers jump onto the binders here for the hairpin. Coming down through the corner, we jump up to on board with Nadav Yaron as Tassoni almost making contact there with the back of the driver in front of him. Let's see what they're able to do here at this point. Trying to bring their way up and on through. Not seeing any movement here at this point from Tassoni. It looks like he's losing a little bit of speed through the back half of this section, going through Cunningham and Collier. We jump back to the battle in GT4 as there has been a change for the leader. Jeroen Levi has overtaken Mazouz here at this point, and so now Mazouz trying to fight back, coming down through Big Bend and into the hairpin. Not going to be able to get it play here quite yet. He's going to have to hold in line and see what he's able to do. Brings the car down through the right-handed hairpin here. As they continue to go, car dancing out from underneath him just a little bit. Not seeing a run there. That's going to be a big bobble there, though, for Jeroen Levi. He finds himself into a little bit of trouble there, but able to carry speed nonetheless. That is all as we tick over the halfway point here in this race. You're watching the battle between Jeroen Levi and Offer Mazouz. This is the battle for P1 in the GT4 class. Let's see if they're able to get anything to play. Mazouz looks like he's a little bit later on the binders coming down through Le Mans. Is he able to carry more speed, though? That's the question. By just my eyeballs, it looks like there that Jeroen Levi was able to carry more momentum and more speed coming off of the corner. Here they go. Bringing their way down now into Sunset Bend. Let's see if he's able to carry that speed here at this point. Coming across the start-finish stripe here, under 9 minutes to go now. Time starting to tick away for Offer Mazouz. He knows he needs to get on this as quickly as possible. Question's going to be is if he's able to put that down and get a good lap here to be able to close the gap to Jeroen Levi. He, meanwhile, side-by-side up in the GT3 category, ran Tassoni and Nadav Yaron. Tassoni making the move there on Yaron. He finally got it to play coming out of Tower Turn, but it looks like there Nadav Yaron trying to make him pay coming through Jean de Bienne. I don't think that's going to work out here for the moment. We take a look at the 22 of Nadav Yaron as they come through Le Mans right now. Pushing on, Yossi Gabe holding in close behind. Take a look back at that GT4 battle here at this point. This again for the lead of the race in GT4. Gets onto the binders, coming down into the turn. Let's take a look at that replay here at this point. This is where that pass was made. That is going to be Levi up in front, and that was just a dive bomb by Offer Mazouz to be able to get that to work. There was a little bit of contact there. I don't know how the race stewards will feel about that, but he was able to make the move. I mean, he came from about 3 miles back to be able to make it play, but absolutely brilliant in the way that he was able to do it. So credit there to Levi, or to Mazouz, to be able to make that run. That is no easy feat by any stretch of the imagination. This is our director in my ear saying, send it all the way back from Daytona. He's not wrong, but here comes the play. You're in Levi trying to get down to the inside as they streak their way down the Ullman straightaway right now. Let's see what they're able to do coming down into Sunset Bend. Here they go, looking for a little bit of play here, bouncing over the curbs right now. It looks like Levi's able to get that run and get that action. So good run by Yurin Levi, capitalizing back on that attack that we saw. The question's going to be is if we see another big move here at this point coming down into the corner. Offer Mazouz carrying a lot of speed through the exit of turn 1, but it looked like he lost a little bit of ground in the asking. Oh, but not a great run there for Offer Mazouz. He's going to have to re-rack, restack, and gather things back up underneath him again. Let's see, bounding over the curbs here at this point. Good running there for both drivers. Mazouz, he wants to try to send this again. We jump up ahead, and there it is, side by side, coming through the hairpin. Mazouz did indeed send it. And he's going to get a little bit squiggly as they make the run through Fangio and up into Cunningham here at this point. But that's going to be Mazouz down to the inside line here at this point. Mazouz holding the line. That's going to be Levi trying to be able to take it away from him here. They're still side by side as they come their way through Collier. They're trying to battle this out to the best of their abilities. It's the 303 and the 422. The 303 to the outside there. You're in Levi trying to carry speed around the outside of Tower, and he's got it done. You're in Levi back up into the top. All right, there as they go. You're in Levi holds onto the position here with about 5 minutes remaining left in the first of 2 races here from Sebring International Raceway. And as they fly their way down the Ullman Straight, looks like he's going to be able to hold on to that unless Offer Mazouz sends an absolute blinder down into the final corner. Doesn't look like he's going to do it here at this point. They're going to stay in single file order as they cross over the stripe with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. Offer Mazouz just waiting for that opportunity to be able to get his way by. Yudahod Ben Yosef doesn't really have a chance in this, I think. He's about 3.2 seconds back. If they really start to tangle, Ben Yosef may be able to involve himself in this conversation, but at 3 seconds, I think that's just a little bit far back for him to be able to necessarily get into it. Great overhead view there of the change in direction that these cars have to absolutely go around as they work their way through Big Bend right now. Mazouz, is he going to send another big move down into the hairpin? Doesn't look like it. I think he was a little bit too far back at that point. Oh, a little bit squirrely there on the exit for Yurin Levi. He's going to have to hold things together here as they bound their way over the curbs. Coming through Fangio right now. Getting their way on through. Now through the left-hander of Collier. Here they go. Doesn't look like Offer Mazouz is quite close enough to be able to really poke his nose in here at this point. And that's a wide run there for Yurin Levi. Maybe starting to feel a little bit of pressure from behind. These two have been tangling the entire race as they go. Let's see what they are able to get. Here is Reem Gross, your leader up in the GT3 class, and has a healthy lead here at this point by about 2.5 seconds. He's going to be able to hold on to everything. He's got about 2.3 seconds, call it, over Yuval Merrick. Rantasoni sits about 5 seconds back. Having to navigate his way by a little bit of traffic. That was Gabriel Fuchs that he was able to just get by. Currently your last running driver in the GT4 category. He'll be able to hold on to it. Flash of the headlights there, just letting them know I want to get on by. Lap times here are about 2 minutes and 1 second. So I imagine this will be the white flag lap for Reem Gross. As indeed, Barney the Flagman displays the white flag. 1 lap to go from Sebring International Raceway. Gross pilots his way through turn 1 for the final time here at this point. Good lines there for the 44. Everything very much under control. Everything good. We take a look at the big movers of the race. Rantasoni, your big mover there at that point, as he sits in 3rd place at the moment, gaining 4 spots on the day. That's a big run for Rand. By the way, just behind him, we had a little bit of a battle there between Nadav Yaron and Yossi Gabe, but it looks like that has sorted itself out here at this point. Pretty much everybody else through the rest of the field sitting in just 1 position up or so. Not a lot of big movers. 30 seconds left on the clock, though, here for these drivers. Just 30 seconds here for your leader, Reem Gross. There you can see the speed with which he takes his way around, down through Jean de Bienne and into Le Mans right now. A very quick sequence of corners. Really have to just carry as much speed as possible through that area. Bring everything out and around. Flash of the headlights there for Reem Gross. He comes up against Dror Last right now. Last gets out of the way. I don't think Dror necessarily wants to be able to run an extra lap if he can avoid it, but that is going to be of no concern here to Reem Gross, who comes across the start-finish line and takes the checkered flag. Your victor here in Race 1, Reem Gross. A fantastic run there for the number 44. He'll bring that car to a halt and tow out of it here at this point. We take a look back, the 303, Yarin Levi, he was in the thick of the fight with Yudaho Ben Yosef and Offer Mazouz really all the way through this battle. Really good stuff there for him all the way on through. Take a look at those weather conditions. About 26 degrees out on the air, 26 Celsius on the track right now. A little bit of wind throwing things around, but that I don't think is going to be too much concern here to these drivers. The biggest thing they're going to have to worry about, frankly, is running in the nighttime here, as you see. That will change things around a little bit. What also is going to change things around is the invert that will be coming up here for race number 2. The top 8 drivers, I believe, will be inverted. And so we'll see the likes of Reem Gross and Yuval Merrick, Rantasoni have to really fly their way up through the field and fight their way up through the field as much as possible. That's going to be very, very interesting to see, as there are your top 3 in the GT4 class. Yarin Levi, Offer Mazouz, and Yudahod Ben Yosef. And there's Omri Farrick making his way onto the Ulman Straight right now, all 4 of them. Basically taking an extended victory lap here at this point, as they're all pretty well spaced out. Tight line there for Yarin Levi as he comes down through Sunset Bend onto the main straightaway. Levi takes the checkered flag and victory here in race number 1 in the GT4 class. is there as we take a look at your unofficial results. It is Reem Gross over Yuval Merrick and Rantasoni, Nadav Yaron, Yossi Gabay, Arnon Levi, Tyson Baba, Michael Sherling. Rounding out your 8 cars in the GT3 class. In GT4, it's Yorin Levi, Ofra Mazouz, Yehuda Ben Yosef, Omri Farrig, Dror Last, Gabriel Fuchs, and Asaf Yaron. Yaron was a DNS here today, unfortunately. As we take a look at the starting grid, it's going to be Michael Sherling up in pole position, followed by Tyson Baba. Then as we move back through the rows, Arnon Levi and Yossi Gabay will be in row 2. Row 3 will be Nadav Yaron and Rantasoni. And then row 4 will be Yuval Merrick and your winner from race 1, Reem Gross. Row 1 in the GT4, Yorin Levi, Ofra Mazouz. Then it will be Yehuda Ben Yosef and Omri Farrig. And then finally, Dror Last and Gabriel Fuchs will round out them with Dror last on the field. As we jump back to live pictures, and we need to go live because there goes the green. We are racing for the second time here in Sebring. Michael Sherling gets a good jump on the rest of the field, but remember, this field is inverted, so look for those likes that we saw winning race 1 to move their way back up through the order. A little bit more of a helter-skelter start than we saw in the opening round, but that's because you've got those faster drivers having to work their way back up through the order. I can tell you Rantasoni and Reem Gross, if Rantasoni hasn't gained a position, Gross has already gained 1 here at this point. Arnon Levi up 1. A little bit of a rough run there for him. We watch right now the number 17 machine trying to work his way up forward. That's Yossi Gabay. He's dropped down a spot from the drop of the green flag. Let's see what he is able to do and bring his way forward. A little bit of poking and prodding here. They come down into the hairpin right now, onto the binders heavily. Sort themselves out. Everybody getting their way on forward. There they go. And here we've got a little bit of a move coming down into the corner. The 44 of Reem Gross trying to sort his way up right now. Here he goes right now, trying to work his way on through. Not able to get the move done, and Reem Gross is going to have to stay in 7th place for the moment. Oh, big off there. It looks like for Tyson Baba, he's going to fall way down through the order. He's going to be passed by quite a few here at this point as we've got all kinds of action getting ready to sort itself out, coming down side by side up in front, coming down into Sunset Bend. They're almost Noah's Ark, 2x2 coming down through the corner. Look at this, almost a little bit of bumping and banging as they go, trying to sort themselves out. Arnon Levi, Nadav Yaron, Yossi Gabay, Rantasoni, everybody trying to sort themselves out here at this point. Still a lot of action as we jump up ahead into the first corner right now, and it looks like it's barely going to be holding on. Big move up into the inside there, as there's a little bit of side-by-side right now. The number 20 trying to hold on the best they can. I don't know if that's going to play itself out. Looking. Contact, almost a little bit of a spin, definitely a little bit of a spin, and Tyson Baba's facing the wrong way. Up in the front of the field here, Nadav Yaron leading a big train of cars here. Let's take a look at this replay. This is Baba down to the inside. I think he just carried a little bit too much speed there on the inside of Rantasoni. Really threw himself off there at that point, and that kind of threw him around a little bit. Didn't exactly look like the best way to run here as they go. Michael Sherling, though, having a great run up at the front of the field. He's doing an absolutely fantastic job. Meanwhile, the battle here with Levi and Gabay and Yaron still continues to be very intense, very electric right now. As now it looks like Reem Gross is trying to have a little bit of a part of the action as they try to dive their way down through Collier right now, sorting themselves out a little bit, trying to see if there's anything to play. Looks like here as they go, coming down through the corners. Seeing if they can get anything to work here as they run. And that is, unfortunately, Tyson Baba, who's had another off here at this point. He's down in the midst of the GT4 cars. Just a little bit of overcommitment to the corner, maybe a little bit too much speed brought in, and he's going to throw the car right around here at this point. We take a look back to live pictures. That is your GT3 field streaking their way across the start-finish line. The 44 of Reem Gross trying to hold on. Nadav Yaron setting the fastest lap of the race at the last time of asking there. A lot of drivers going off into the grass around the outside of turn 1. They're lucky they were able to hold on to that. All right, here as they go. We keep our eyes focused on that number 44 machine of Reem Gross as he tries to sort his way up ahead. You can see those different lines that get taken down through turns 2 and 3. It's just kind of a different way of thinking about it, different way of getting the run. Now as they work their way down into the hairpin, defensive line. Looks like it was being taken there at this point by Arnon Levi. But Gross is going to have to go the long way around down into the hairpin. He's going to back off a little bit, though, and that's not going to play itself out. He'll fall into line. Going to bring the car around right now to see what he's able to do. He's going to try to put the pressure on coming through Fangio right now up into Cunningham Corner. Looks to see if he's able to get that run. Not quite able to here at this point. He'll have to stay in line. And let's see what he's able to do. Kind of poking and prodding here. This is not the easiest part of the circuit to get an overtake done on, but he's still looking for it. He's still trying for it if he is able to get anything to play. Not quite able to get anything, but he's got a good run coming down Ullman straight here. He's got to watch out from behind because that's also going to be the 3rd and 4th place cars. As we take a look now, that's going to be Gross just hunting behind. Now this is going to be Yossi Gabay holding in behind Rantasoni. This is the battle for 5th place on the track. Remember, a lot of these drivers having to come back through the field courtesy of that invert that we saw earlier on in the day, as Rantasoni does set the fastest lap of the race at the last time of asking. Oh, big run wide there for, that's going to be Arnon Levi. Is that going to set up an opportunity coming down into the corner? Reem Gross certainly thinks so. He takes a look down to the inside, tries to muscle his way on through. Not going to work out, though. Trying to see if there's anything to play here at this point. Trying to take another little bit of a look, almost a little bit of a poke up in front there as well for the 1st place position. There's the side-by-side coming down into the corner. Rantasoni trying to hold on to it as much as possible. A little bit of dab of the brakes mid-corner there for Reem Gross as he's not quite able to get that move to play. He's going to stay in line. This is very impressive defensive driving from Arnon Levi as he goes. All right, they're going to go in single file order here at this point. Trying to bring themselves around again. Coming back down onto the main straightaway here, or the back straightaway here at this point. You can see that long run of cars bringing their way. A little bit of a poke to the outside there. That was Yuval Merrick in the back. As they dive their way into Sunset. Big move down to the inside there. That's Reem Gross trying to take every opportunity that he can. Here he goes side by side as they come out of Sunset Bend. Let's see who's able to make themselves out. It's going to be Arnon Levi still holding onto the position. Crossover there. Shades of Colton Herta for Reem Gross. He's going to try to throw it down to the inside of turn 1. Watch the outlay. Watch that oversteer. Oh, contact! 1, 2, domino effect. They go spinning down into the corner. Rantasoni and Reem Gross coming together. Absolute heartbreak there, but Rantasoni Let's take a look at this replay here at this point. It's a 25 of Yuval Merrick. Just gets into the back there of Rand Tassoni, and Tassoni gets spun around. And I will tell you, at the exit of the corner, let's ride on board here. This is all on board with Yuval Merrick. Merrick just sees that all take place in front of him, gets out as far as he can go wide onto the right side of the track and tries to get out of the way. Good heads up there for him. Let's ride on board now with Tassoni. Tries to jerk down to the inside there with the check up in front, but unfortunately just the contact there to the outside going to really send him down through the order. And I will tell you, we saw a good bit of sportsmanship there. I want to draw attention to this from Rand Tassoni as he let Yuval Merrick take that position back, take it back on by. Almost a little bit of a spin there for Rand Tassoni. I think that car's got some steering damage. Yeah, it's crabbing pretty heavily here at this point, but we've got a battle up for the lead right now. Michael Scherling and Nadav Yaron. About 10 minutes left to go in this race. They're trying to sort themselves out. Nadav Yaron down to the inside of, or down to what would be the outside, going down the Ullman straightaway here into Sunset Bend. He's really going to have to chuck that car down into the corner. See if he's able to do it. He's trying to carry more momentum around the outside of the track here. And he's got it. Nadav Yaron has got it done. Meanwhile, behind are known Levi, Yossi Gabay, and Yuval Merrick trying to sort themselves out. But a look down to the inside for Michael Scherling. That's not going to pay itself out. They'll stay in single file order. Scherling held on to that position for so long, and just as we thought, Rand Tassoni coming down into pit lane, clearly some damage on that car. Such an unfortunate incident, and what was a good day out there for Tassoni. We check back in on the battle for P3, which remains electric with 9 minutes left to go in the race. Our known Levi, Yossi Gabay, Yuval Merrick. Merrick holding a little bit farther behind. Here as they go. Down through the corners, getting ready to come into Cunningham right now. No moves there, but they know what's at stake. Scherling and Yaron are only about a second up the road from them. Here they run. Yeah, there's a spin from Yossi Gabay, pushing just a little bit too hard at that point, and that sends him spinning right around. Heartbreak there for the number 17. He was running such a good race here up to this point. Let's watch what happens. He brings the car in. Oh, I think there may have been a little bit of contact. I think he just checked up in front a little bit as a result of that. But that's going to drop him all the way down to 6th place position here at this point. A very, very unfortunate run of events for Yossi Gabay. You've really got a feel for him there at that point. We check back in on the battle for, I believe this is 3rd place in the GT4 class. Draw last offer Mizzou's right now. They're going to try to sort themselves out a little bit, get themselves into position to be able to bring it their way ahead. This right now, that's the 422 of Offer Mizzou's. Looks like he lost a little bit of time on the last time of asking. I think he just lost a little bit of running there. He looked like he was a lot closer on the last time, but we'll have to see what he's able to do here in the later running. He's going to gain a little bit of time back up through Le Mans. See if he can carry that out. Coming down into Sunset. This is our closest battle on the track right now with about 7 minutes left to go in the race. As they try to hold themselves together here. See what they're able to do. Side by side, here they go. Looks like Gabriel Fuchs is going to be able to hold off Omri Farrig. This is for 5th place in the GT4 class. It looks like just trying to be able to hold out a little bit more, trying to hold on a little bit more. see what they're able to do. I don't think Farrick's got the run here at this point to necessarily be able to get anything to play. But Fuchs is going to have to hold on to the best of his abilities. Only about 6 minutes left to go in the race. So only looking at a handful of laps here for all of these drivers. It's not going to be a whole lot of running left to have here. Oh, there comes a little bit of a run for Offer Mazouz. He's going to look to the inside. Shutting the door is Dror last, but he goes wide at the exit of the corner. Still going to be able to hold on to it for the moment. That is very, very close running. Very close running indeed. Oh, it really looks like here at this point that he is absolutely driving tooth and nail, wringing the neck of that car here at this point is Dror last. He is doing everything he can do to try to keep that 55 on the road, and it is looking progressively more and more erratic here at this point. And while it may be looking more erratic, he's still holding on to third place. So can't fault him in the way that he's driving necessarily here at this point. He's just got to try to hold on to it to the best of his ability. Back onto the Ullman straight right now, under 5 minutes left to go. Let's see if Offer Mazouz has a little bit of a run. Is he going to think about it? Yeah, he thought about it, but not quite able to get it to play. Here we can see them coming through Sunset right now. Bringing that speed as much as they can. Oh, Mazouz is getting closer and closer to the back of that 55. Is he going to be able to get a run here coming through turn 2 and 3? No, it doesn't look like it. Will he maybe try a different line going into the hairpin? That's always an opportunity to get a good move. If he wants to try to get that to go, I don't know if he's got the pace. I don't know if he's got the speed to be able to do it, though, here at this point. He's going to carry a little bit wide momentum. I think he's going to stay in line here. He's not going to try to make the run. He is going to try to almost give a little bit of a love tap there to Dror last up in front of him. He'll stay in line here as they run. Carrying that momentum. And again, through this middle sector of the track, I'm not sure if it's aero wash or exactly what it is, but it looks like he is just losing time to Dror last through this middle sector of the track. And he's just kind of falling back through the order as a result of it. Another little bit of a battle here up in front. Michael Sherling trying to hold off Arnaud Levi and Yuval Merrick. This is up in the GT3 category, and what adds a little bit of spice to this is the fact that they are in the midst of some GT4 lapped traffic, so they're going to have to deal with that here a little bit. Let's see if they're able to get anything to go. Looks like the closer battle here is going to be between Merrick and Levi. I believe at this point, if my math is correct, and never trust a commentator's math, but it looks like we are going to get the white flag this time by, as Nadav Yaron has a nice little advantage over the rest of the field. Let's see here. There is the number 25 streaking his way down. Yuval Merrick close in behind. Yes, we are going to get the white flag at this time of asking. All right, white flag in the air. 1 lap to go from Sebring International Raceway. Sherling's got a little bit of breathing room. The same can't be said for our known Levi, as Yuval Merrick is starting to close in on that number 39. Wide run for Levi coming out of turn 1. Is that going to open up the door here for Merrick? No, he's going to stay in line. All right, here they come through that 3-4-5 complex. Oh, defensive line there for Levi. He knows the attack is coming. Now fades back to the outside line of the track. Brilliant defensive driving there for our known Levi. That could be just enough to seal the deal for him here. We will have to wait and see how much this is going to play out, though. Diving down onto the binders for Cunningham into Collier. Oh, there's the move onto the inside there of Tower, but it wasn't quite close enough. Meanwhile, up in front, Michael Sherling went off a little bit. Merrick, I don't know if that was a full-throated move or if that was maybe just an attempt to scare Levi off the line. Either way, it did not work. Here they come through Jean Debienne. Oh, there you see Merrick trying to take a wider run through Le Mans, trying to carry as much momentum as possible. He's going to push his way ahead, almost giving him a bump draft down the Ullman Straight. Levi dives down to the inside. He's going to hold the inside line. Oh, crossover move, but cutting him off is our known Levi. That should be enough. Brilliant stuff from the number 39 as he's able to make that play. Meanwhile, Nadav Yaron at the front of the field crosses the stripe and takes victory here from Sebring International Raceway. Behind them, it'll be Sherling, Levi, Merrick, and Gross, your top 5. A little bit of a battle farther back in the field between Rand Tassoni and Tyson Baba. Remember, Tassoni had to come down into pit lane earlier. Oh, Baba going defensive in contact. Big hit into the wall. Tassoni, I think he's going to let him on by here at this point. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. Rand Tassoni showing some good sportsmanship there at this point. Lets him on through. And Tyson Baba will get a 7th place over Rand Tassoni. Meanwhile, farther back in the GT4 category, 9th place overall, you're in Levi coming out of Le Mans for the final time. Levi has driven a commanding race here. Indeed, a commanding 2 races as they go. Very, very impressive stuff there for him. He has got to feel very good on the day because that is his closest competitor. You just saw him flash into the back of your screen. Absolutely brilliant driving for Jeroen Levi. As Levi crosses over and takes victory here. Good running there for him. Yehuda Ben Yosef with a great run here at this point. Dror last. Comes across the line in 3rd as we take a look at your final finishing results. Nadav Yaron, Michael Sherling, and our known Levi with a very impressive run there in P3. Yuval Merrick, Reem Gross, Yossi Gabay, Tyson Baba, and Rand Tassoni rounding out your 8-car GT3 field. As we move over into the GT4 category, it was Jeroen Levi able to take victory over Yehuda Ben Yosef, then Dror last, Offer Mazouz, Gabriel Fuchs, and Amari Farag, rounding out your 6 cars in the GT4 category. Altogether, good night racing here from Sebring International Raceway. It was a fantastic performance. And folks, join us back on the channel because we are not done with this series. Indeed, we've got 2 more races left to run. First and foremost, coming up, we head to the mountain. on May 12th. We go to Mount Panorama. That will be on the same time and the same channel, but until then, it's been an absolute pleasure to bring you all the racing action here today. My name is DJ Clark, and on behalf of all of us here at OBS, until we see you on the track, thanks for watching.